Yeah, I'm going to talk about value pluralism and AI value alignment. And so in the space of AI value alignment, there are some recent efforts that try to prioritize value pluralism. When you read these papers, there are not much concerns about safety questions, but the kind of concerns are more like, how can we bring the perspectives of a variety of different people onto AI value alignment problem. And so here is just like a sample of a variety of different works that kind of like try to bridge the idea of value pluralism to AI value alignment problem. Sometimes they go under different names like collective alignment, democratic alignment, pluralistic alignment, but they all share this vision of let's bring in value pluralism to AI value alignment. And after reviewing this paper, this project started as an attempt to do some empirical work on value pluralism, AI value alignment. But after I reviewed all of these efforts, I just figured out that a lot of these efforts are not at all rooted in any theoretical understanding of value pluralism, and value pluralism is an area that is very well studied by psychologists, economists, anthropologists. So in order to be able to actually compare all of these efforts to one another and say, okay, like this is a better approach to do pluralistic AI value alignment, we need to root them in various different theories. And if we don't do that, I think, unfortunately, we're going to end up doing like many other things like pluralistic washings, where we are just trying to somehow bring in some general perspectives into the value alignments without really engaging with deep questions about like theories of collectivity, democracy, and pluralism. So in order to think about all of these like normative questions that developers, if they want to admit it or not, they're dealing with it when they're building the pluralistic AI value alignment, I developed this kind of a two-tier level approach to think about pluralistic alignment. And this is like informed by reviewing a variety of different theories being developed by psychologists and anthropologists and economists, the way they thought about value pluralism, how we have to do value pluralism. And kind of like the schema might sound a bit complicated, but actually it's not. The short sketch or the short summary of it is that when we do pluralistic value alignment approaches, we make decisions about at two different levels. At two different levels. One of these levels, like tier one, are in relation to decisions about what do we mean by values. Do we mean helpfulness, harmlessness, honesty, or do we mean a different set of criteria? And which kind of representative population is gonna kind of tell us what those values are, how we measure them and represent them. Like, are we doing like pairwise comparison preference measurements, or do we need to kind of like go to principles and just do like principle-based approaches? And then there are questions about how we're going to aggregate and do conflict resolution. So for each of these value decisions, there are many different options, right? And so when you look at these various different, very interesting efforts, it seems like there's like a little bit of a randomness in how some of those choices are picked. But indeed, those choices are picked according to some implicit assumptions a developer makes about what is a legitimate way to choose each of these choices at the first level. And so these legitimate choices are just really like implicit into the development of these pluralistic approaches. And so here are just like a specific sample of various different ways in which we can choose, or basically we can choose them as the ground for the legitimacy of the value decisions that we make. And so different papers like choose different approaches, and there's not much of a justification about why one approach is chosen over another. And actually, I just want to, I don't have time to present, but I did some computational analysis of some fine-tuning data sets just to look at the specific topics that they were picked. And it seems like we might be able to bring in interesting theories, value theories, from psychology, like moral foundation theory or Schwartz theory of basic human values, that kind of give us an interesting hierarchy of what do we mean by values and how we can kind of encode the values into the models, instead of just going asking people, tell us what do you prefer or how do you think about helpfulness, and like trying to bring those. So I think for each of these aspects, we can bring in a lot of like theoretical knowledge into how we think about these questions. Yeah, okay, and then I'm gonna stop here. Thank you.